We're always taught that ignoring someone is rude, right? Kind of passive. But what if that's completely wrong? What if ignoring things is actually one of the most powerful skills you can build? In this crazy, noisy world that's always demanding your attention, choosing what to ignore isn't a weakness, it's strength, it's focus, and it's how you take back control of your own mind. So check this out. Nearly 2,000 years ago, the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius was already thinking about this. He basically said, "Isn't it weird how much we love ourselves, but we value other people's opinions of us more than our own?" I mean, that hits hard, doesn't it? This is not some new problem that social media created. It's an ancient human thing, and our phones have just put it on steroids. And that right there, that leads us straight into what we can call the attention trap. It's this constant, non-stop flood of information, opinions, and provocations that we face every single day. And our totally natural human instinct is to react to all of it.
So why do we care so much? Well, from the moment we're born, we're basically wired to seek approval. From our parents, our teachers, our friends, we want to be liked, we want to be validated. But here's the absolute crucial point you have to remember. Someone else's opinion of you doesn't change a thing about your actual value. It is just a thought in their mind. That is literally all it is.
An economist named Herbert Simon just perfectly summed up our modern problem with this idea. It's the core of what's called the attention economy. Our focus, our attention, has become the most valuable resource we have, and it's being exploited. Every app, every headline, every controversy, it's all designed for one thing, to grab a piece of your attention. Okay, so how do we fight back? We do it by reframing this whole idea. Let's start seeing ignoring not as a passive, weak thing to do, but as a proactive, strategic superpower that you can actually train and get better at. Now, I know this sounds ruthless, but it really gets to the heart of it. Ignoring someone who is deliberately trying to provoke you isn't about being scared. It's a profound act of self-preservation. You're simply deciding that your peace of mind is way more important than their need to get a reaction out of you. Think about it like this. Your attention is currency. It's like money in the bank. And every time you argue with a troll or defend yourself against some bad faith attack, or even just over-explain yourself, you are paying them. You are funding their ego with your most valuable asset. The moment you stop reacting is the moment you cut off their supply. And this slide just illustrates the difference perfectly. The difference between strategic silence and panic silence. When Nike put out its ad with Colin Kaepernick, they said absolutely nothing else. They let their powerful, disciplined message dominate the entire conversation. That's control. On the other hand, when Bud Light got backlash for its partnership with Dylan Mulvaney, its silence just screamed panic and confusion. It created this identity crisis that pleased absolutely nobody. One is a power move, the other is a meltdown.
Now, this isn't just some abstract theory. There's actually a scientific reason for all of this. Your brain is already hardwired to ignore things. Let's take a look at how.
This is a fundamental thing your brain does. It's called selective perception. We are constantly bombarded with information, and our brain automatically filters almost all of it out. We literally can't pay attention to everything at once. Selective perception is like your brain's natural defense mechanism, helping you focus on what actually matters and just toss the rest. And here's the really exciting part. This isn't just an automatic process you have no control over. Research from Johns Hopkins University shows that we can consciously train our ability to ignore. In their studies, people who practiced ignoring irrelevant information actually got faster and better at their tasks. The art of ignoring is a real skill you can learn and improve.
And this brings us to a crucial skill for modern life: critical ignoring. This isn't just about tuning out distractions. It's about making conscious, deliberate choices about which articles, which provocations, and which internet rabbit holes you will absolutely not waste your time on. It is an essential skill for every single person online today.
So, we've pretty much established the why. Now let's get into the how. This section is a practical toolkit with strategies you can start using today to decide what gets your attention and what doesn't. Let's start with a classic. This one's from the Stoics. When you get any kind of feedback or criticism, you have to separate the facts from the opinions. A fact is something you can verify and learn from, like you were off-key in the second verse. An opinion is just someone's subjective thought, like I don't like your voice. One is useful data. The other is just noise. Your job is to learn to take the data and just let the noise go.
Next up, you need to recognize the game. People with bad intentions online use specific tactics designed just to waste your time. Trolling, that one's obvious. But have you heard of jacking? It stands for just asking questions. It's a really dishonest trick to inject conspiracies into a conversation while hiding behind a mask of curiosity. Or Celeoning, where someone pesters you with endless demands for evidence, not because they want to learn, but just to exhaust you. Once you can name these tactics, you can spot them, and then you can ignore them.
The number one rule of the internet is still the best one. Do not feed the trolls. Don't respond, don't argue, don't engage. Your reaction is exactly what they want. When you withdraw it, that's how you win. Just block, report, and move on.
And when you come across a source you don't recognize, use the same technique that professional fact-checkers use. It's called lateral reading. Don't waste your time digging around on the suspicious website itself. Just stop. Open a new tab and investigate the source. A quick search will tell you in about 30 seconds if it's a credible organization or a propaganda outlet. If it's not credible, you've saved yourself from even having to think about its claims.
When you master these skills, the payoff isn't just about winning some argument or owning a troll online. No, it's about something much, much more profound. It's about the power of peace.
And this is why it all matters. When you learn to ignore things strategically, you protect your focus, you save yourself from a huge amount of stress, and you stop giving random people online control over your emotions. You gain back all this precious time and energy to invest in the people and the goals that actually matter to you. You get to decide who you want to be without all the noise.
So I'll just leave you with this one question. Mastering this art begins with a single choice. As you go about your day-to-day, just look at the flood of information that's coming at you and ask yourself, what noise will you choose to ignore first?